Hello everybody, it's Mark Blumhardt here, founder and CEO of Bootstrap and Co-Creative Studios, and want to talk today about interviewing. There's a lot of information out there. Trust me, I've read so many books, it's unbelievable on interviewing, both as an interviewee and an interviewer. And just kind of wanted to give my take on it and just share my thoughts on it, if you will. When you're coming out of college, let's say you've got your portfolio. Now I'm going to talk to designers, right? So that would be anybody that has basically a maker, right? So that would be copywriters, that would be video, photography, graphic designers, industrial designers, furniture designers, fashion designers. And I have seen hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of portfolios. And what kind of kills me is that what teachers and instructors don't tell you, and I don't even know how they can, but everything that comes out of school, sorry, but everything that comes out of school has its own flavor to it, right? It feels theoretical. So when you've seen enough of these things, then it starts smelling the same way. Like you look at it and you're like, well, what am I supposed to do with this? You don't even know if it's that person, or you don't know anything about that. Like you don't know if it was like their ideas or their professor helped them with that. You don't know anything. So number one thing, when you're coming out of school, if you can somehow have real life experience, I don't care what it is. I don't care if somehow your dad had a buddy that was starting a pizza store and you did the napkins on it and the signage out front and, you know, the logo and, you know, the plates and, you know, blah, blah, blah. You did whatever you can. That's already, that alone for me is going to separate you from the herd. So I would come out of the gates and say, okay, this is real life experience. So if you see a logo, for example, and this logo is completely tricked out, and it's gorgeous, and you know the way they interacted, these two elements, just so fabulous and so brilliant. It doesn't hold water with me because that wasn't real life. You didn't have a real client. You had an instructor here was like, okay, what if we do this and move this? And you know, it was completely theoretical. It doesn't help me, and I'm telling you, when you see these folks in real life, it doesn't really mean that they can really produce. So first of all, get real life experience and just beg, borrow, and steal for it. Get an internship if you can, but the internships are kind of like, you know, I'm like, because a lot of times you won't do meaningful work. If you can get that project that is a real project that you kind of led, that's number one. Trust me on that, you know. And make that first in your portfolio. Make that your big shining, you know, calling card, because you know, after hundreds and hundreds of these things, you kind of glaze over. So if you can do that, that's great. The second thing is a lot of students that I see come in, they just kind of stroll in. Again, I've talked about this before. When you go into a company, you go into the company. You become part of the company. So you don't, you have to have your own creativity and everything else like that, but when you come to the interview, I'm not saying wear a tie. I'm not saying wear a bow tie. I'm not saying whatever. But have basically a little bit of flair for what's happening, if that makes any sense, right? Like if you come in with a t-shirt and you're just like, you know, it's Tuesday, so I threw something on. I was going to wear this anyways. Like the interviewer smells that, all right? But if you come in and maybe you bought an outfit or something like that and you just feel like $1 million and you walk in, they're going to feel that as well. All right. So I'm not saying that you have to wear a tie. I'm not saying that you have to wear a suit, you know, but come for the occasion. If you're going to be underdressed, you're going to be overlooked. Trust me on this one, right? I find it insulting. If I'm sitting there talking to somebody about making, I don't know, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000, and they're sitting there like they don't care. They're sitting there like it doesn't matter if they get the job or not. They're not going to get the job. Trust me on that one. So that's the second thing. Show up, right? Now, I'm not just talking about show up with a heartbeat and walk into an office. Show up. You're in the creative space. Show up. And, I mean, that's kind of the least you can ask for, right? Second or third thing is if you want the job, ask for the job. When we're interviewing, we cast a really, really wide net. Let's say we're interviewing for a creative director, for example. We'll do a national search on a creative director. We don't really care. So what we'll do is we'll get, I don't know, 60, 70, applications. We'll be sifting through 60, 70 applications at any given time. It's exasperating. So when you look at that, you got candidate A, candidate B, candidate C, and they came to the top. And you're like, okay, I really like this about this, but I kind of have concerns about this. I really like this about this person, but I kind of have concerns. And this person and this person. So at the end of the day, it becomes kind of confusing for the interviewer. They're all kind of feels the same. Now, I'm talking about creative directors, but it's basically the same if you're hiring somebody straight out of college. At the end of the day, when you look at everybody's portfolios, they're kind of the same folk. There's none of them, like very few of them, very, very few times does a portfolio just completely jump out at you. When they jump out at you, the decision's easy, right? But in that case, you got to be kind of open with yourself and just literally, here's the big ticket, the golden ticket to life that I'm about to give you. Ask for the job. Make the decision for them. So many times when somebody walks into an interview, they're like, I might be talking to 20 different people. And they approach the interview just kind of like they're just saying, hey, my name is Bobby. Hey, how are you? My name is Mark. Hey. I don't need any more friends, folks, right? Cut to the point, or cut to the chase. If you want that job, ask them for the job. If you think you're going to be a good fit, tell them that. Say, I think I'm going to be a really good fit. I want to work for you. When do I start? And have a little bit, ask for that, and you will be head and shoulders above everybody else that's not. Trust me on that one. So 3 things, right? Get real life experience. And make it first in your portfolio. I don't care what your instructors say, right? I want to see that you've actually done something in life, right? That you actually understand, hey, it's not everything's created in test tube laboratories of a classroom. That's the first thing. Second thing, show up. Whatever that means for you and to you, show up. Show respect for yourself. Show respect for the interview. I know you're in a creative environment. You can wear jeans. I really don't care, right? But show up and feel good about yourself because I can smell it a mile off, right? Third thing, simply ask for it, folks. Ask. It's not that hard. Do those 3 things and ask for it. And if you're not getting jobs, call me up and be like, dude, I just did the 3 things and it's not working out. Trust me, it's not going to work out with everyone, but you're going to land a job. All right, guys. Lastly, the book of the week is for everybody who's just kind of like maybe a little bit lost in life, okay? So you kind of go through these chapters in life. You're like, dude, what's up, what's down? I can't process this. I'm a slow processor, right? It takes me a long time to process stuff. And so this book is for you. When you're sitting there thinking like, man, I need information. I know I'm kind of getting lost here, and this has happened to me multiple times in my life. And when that happens, it almost doesn't help to look at the same literature and the same stuff that you've been looking at pretty much your whole life. The book I would like to recommend today is from one of my favorite writers of all time. It's Ryan Holiday. Absolutely brilliant. And he unpacks these very, very complex philosophies in a very palatable, easy to read. This is just a quick read, folks, right? There's no pictures in it, but trust me, it's easy. It's called The Obstacle Away, The Timeless Art of Turning Trials into Triumphs. So as you're trying to unpack what's happened to you, and everybody's got their own trials in life, blah, 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 I understand that. But understanding and putting these in a position to say, whatever's happening, whatever happened to me, and whatever I'm facing, this challenge is going to make me realize my full potential. And it's exciting as you can imagine. It is, and this book is one of the greatest books I've ever read in self-help. It doesn't matter if you're Buddhist, Christian, Hindu, Muslim, or just completely lost in life. Read The Obstacle Away and thank me later. This is an incredible discovery. Highly acclaimed author, Ryan Holiday, for good reason. And he also reads Ego is the Enemy. So just read it with an open mind, and I think that you'll get a lot out of it. So best of luck. And if you've got any questions and concerns, you know how to reach me. Always love hearing from you guys. And see you next week.